5 minimum,
Yeah. And you know what the maximum is?
99.
Or life? 99 years or life in prison. So your range of punishment in this case is 5 years up to 99 years or life. And give him is he indicted or no?
No.
Okay.
The system had signed it on a credit card.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Salinas, why are you using drugs while you're on probation?
I'm sorry.
And you're being dishonest about it.
I could have apologized.
Well, I mean, I accept your apology, but you need to be apologizing to your body because you're destroying it with drugs. And you're being dishonest about your drug use. I'm not taking you off GPS. Obviously, you're going somewhere while you're on GPS to do drugs. And I'm not the person who put you on probation. What conditions has he had? Because this case is before my time. This is 2018. Why are you using drugs? What's going on in your life?
Well, since I've been on monitor, I've pretty much my relationship went kind of down.
What relationship?
I was actually with my girlfriend for 4 years, and I found out that she was been cheating on me for 9 months.
So here's the thing. You're with a girl. How old are you?
I'm 32.
You're 32 and you've been with somebody for 4 years, and you're saying that person you've been with for 4 years is turning your life upside down. They haven't even known you for half the time you've been on this planet. Do you have any children?
I do not.
Why is there hesitation with that?
I don't.
Why were you hesitating when I asked that?
Because to be honest, I'm not completely sure. I was from California, and then I was with this girl. But she said that she got an abortion, but I'm not too sure.
So you don't know if you have any children or not?
Your Honor, he completed supportive outpatient treatment. Based on the TAP, it was supportive outpatient treatment, sober support meetings, and he is on monthly UAs.
All right, we're going to
No other special conditions.
All right, we're going to change your conditions. Do you have a stable place to stay? Who do you live with?
My mom,
What's your mother's name?
Diana Fuentes.
And are you using drugs at her house? So do you leave her house to go do drugs?
I was out Saturday for a couple of hours.
So the answer to my question is yes. Or are you bringing drugs into her home?
Definitely.
Are you bringing marijuana into her home?
No. I haven't smoked marijuana.
No, I'm not talking about smoking it. Have you brought it into her house?
Yes, I have.
That's going to stop. And are you employed?
I am.
And I guess they don't do UAs.
They did when I applied.
And they haven't done UAs since.
Yeah.
So you're not getting off of GPS, right? What is your work schedule?
I work from 6 to 6.
6 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's a split shift. I work for Toyota.
Okay, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's your schedule. And what days of the week is that?
Monday through Friday.
Do you work on Saturday and Sunday?
Sometimes if they need us. Never Sunday, Saturdays.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Or if you want, I can have them file a motion to revoke because you're positive for cocaine.
Go ahead.
All right. Court is going to alter and amend conditions. You're going to do 90 meetings in 90 days. If you need more meetings to remain clean and sober, then you can do that. You're to reside with your mother until further notice. You're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. If he needs another TAP evaluation, then do another TAP evaluation, but I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment. There'll be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. And please tell them to make sure that they search and make sure that he's not bringing drugs into his mom's house. And partial GPS for work. And on Saturday and Sunday, unless he's at work, his curfew is he's not allowed to leave the house till 8 a.m. and he's to return no later than 5 p.m. And that's if he is not working. But if he's working, we'll work around his work schedule. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
On the UA hotline, Your Honor, how often do you want him tested?
I want him tested at least once a week. We'll do that for a month, see where he is, and slowly we can taper it off. All right. So you realize you're on deferred adjudication?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how much prison time you're looking at if you were revoked? Potentially how much prison time you could do?
5 minimum,
Yeah. And you know what the maximum is?
99.
Or life? 99 years or life in prison. So your range of punishment in this case is 5 years up to 99 years or life. So each time you make a decision and you want to use, you need to ask yourself, is cocaine worth me potentially going to prison for life? Is marijuana potentially worth me going to prison for life? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Court is calling 2019 CR 11017W, State of Texas versus Michael Paul Shoemaker. You've got to have parties announced for the record for the state,
Debbie Cruz on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
for the defense. And are you Mr. Shoemaker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we were here on January 13th. At that time, you had entered a plea of true to violation of condition number 5. State waived other allegations without objection. The court found violation of number 5 true. It was an agreement to deny the motion to alter and amend conditions. And we were back here today because the defense attorney was to speak with your parole officer, and the questions that needed to be asked was whether or not they would allow transfer to California and what your parole conditions were, and whether or not Haven for Hope would be an option for this court, or if your federal parole wishes for you to be at the halfway house they assigned. And my understanding that halfway house is not in Bexar County.
That is correct, Your Honor. We believe it's in Austin.
All right. And defense? So what have you discovered for us?
I spoke with state parole people. They said Mr. Schumacher is on parole, but he has not been assigned an officer yet. He also said that he had about 11 months left to go, or a little bit less, and that any conditions that Bexar County did until he's released from Bexar County would be fine with them. I think ultimately he goes to Haven and Hope. We find out who his parole officer is, and he lets them know. I don't think there'll be necessarily a problem with recovery or Haven for Hope as a condition.
All right, probation, anything you'd like to add?
No, Your Honor, what the defense has stated falls in line exactly with the information that I received.
All right, so this is what the court will do then. The court will alter and amend conditions, you to reside at Haven for Hope. If you're able to get different housing before you leave Haven for Hope, you'll have to get permission from the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then he's allowed transfer to California once parole is completed under the federal, on the federal side. So allowed transfer to California upon completion of federal parole. And I'm only doing that because your attorney has informed me that your federal parole would not allow you to transfer to California. There's to be reporting, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, field visits 1 time per month, and probation. I know there may be some issues with the field visit at Haven for Hope, but if y'all can just check in with Haven for Hope and make sure he's still residing there.
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's to be regular UAs. And have you completed your parenting classes?
No, ma'am.
All right, he needs to start parenting classes. And I ordered parenting classes with Compadre, but we can do triple P parenting classes. Did you even start your intensive outpatient treatment?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I was doing it through HMMR, through Wilson County, and Miss Zerda knew of that. and I showed her she has on file a completion of part of my intensive outpatient unit.
Probation, can you look into his drug treatment?
We have on record that he did complete the outpatient program. I can look further in regards to which program it was. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And if you need other services as it relates to drug issues, let probation know.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to get involved in some type of alcohol program, because that's my big issue is alcohol. If there's something that I can get involved in.
We can do AA meetings probation unless you have something else for him.
Your Honor, I'm going towards, I know it's not a DWI offense, but we do have the DWI course, the application course.
I'd like to do the AA.
Okay. All right. We'll do 90 meetings in 90 days.
Yes, ma'am, please.
And if you want to do more than 90 meetings, then that won't curtail you from getting off of probation early. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So we'll do 90 meetings in 90 days. And you need to get enrolled in parenting classes.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was let me see what else. Yeah, just get enrolled in parenting classes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
From my understanding, there may have been some mental health concerns, so we are asking that he be placed on the mental health caseload.
Okay. All right. And we will do that as well.
Yes, ma'am. Through HMMR out of Wilson, I was also diagnosed with bipolar, and they had me on a mental caseload with a caseworker and a counselor.
All right. So we'll do Mick. All right. Is there anything else you need?
I think that's everything.
All right. Well, being in probation on this court, I like for people to successfully complete it. I don't take any pleasure in sending people to prison. So in this court, communication is very key. If there are some issues, you need to communicate with your probation officer. If those issues are not solved, Ms. Vashon will let me know. And when she lets me know, we'll put it on the docket.
Yes, ma'am. I got one question for you.
Sure.
Now as far as my parole, I'm supposed to be on a monitor. I don't know what type of monitor that is. And you had said employment within 30 days. Who do I find all that out about?
Well, that would be your parole officer, your federal parole officer. If there's some issues with you working, which I don't see why they wouldn't want you to work while you're on monitor, just let probation know and they'll let me know and we'll see what we can come up with.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. And make sure that once you meet with your federal parole officer and you know your federal parole officer's name,
Yes, ma'am.
be sure to give that to the probation officer so they can coordinate together.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Always a pleasure seeing you. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 6907A State of Texas versus Malik Lampkin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Jorgens for the state.
For the defense?
Tracy Franklin.
And are you Mr. Lampkin? You entered a plea of no contest on December 6th to count one. The court found that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred. Have all parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes,
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No.
Defense, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Defense, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just, Your Honor, that he is quite regretful. It does state so in the PSI. He's young.
Okay, you guys need to speak up so I can hear.
Oh, I apologize. He regrets the incident. He's very young. He's really wants to turn his life around and change it. He does not want to be stuck at home on a monitor or be restrained in any way. He's really found a new appreciation for being free and living his life. I know he looks kind of stern right now, but he's a very sweet guy and he's very, very solid and really wants to change.
All right, state anything?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lampkin, is there anything you wish to say to the court?
Just that I'm sorry for what I did, Your Honor.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up. I know when people are with their friends outside, they don't whisper the way you're whispering. So what did you say?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I would never do it again. After I did 3 months in jail, and I now have a new appreciation for my life and freedom. I love my freedom. I just want a chance, and I won't mess it up. I want to get a job. I want to be around my family. I'm sorry, and I'll never do anything like that again. Your Honor.
And who are you staying with?
My grandpa,
Does he want you there?
yes, Your Honor.
Why are you not staying with your parents?
My mom didn't want me in the house while I was on monitor.
Why?
I'm not sure.
All right, and your father?
He's not present in my life.
So since you've been at your grandfather's house, what have you been doing to make his life easier?
I help clean the house. I help mow the yard and do chores like that. I really couldn't do too much on it because I've been on monitor.
Oh, no, there's a lot you can do around the house.
Yes, Your Honor. I do what I can around the house, Your Honor.
So what is your relationship to Jennifer Trevino?
No,
Isaiah Ledesma?
no.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? I see you, did you graduate from high school?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
But right now, I just want to get a job so I can start making some money.
All right, and if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And no, you're getting drug tested today. All right. When's the last time you used?
Over 5 months ago.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything else from either side?
Not for the defense.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Isaiah Ledesma, Jennifer Trevino. Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
That's a good thing. You're not ready for them yet. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. We're going to keep GPS partial for work. And his curfew hours are going to be 7 a.m. Well, he's allowed out and about from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. unless he's at work.
So, Your Honor, does that mean I can still leave the house when I don't have work? I just have to be back before the curfew hours?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's allowed to be out of the house from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The only time he's allowed outside those hours is if it's for employment. And I'll ask that the GPS fees be waived.
Your Honor.
I know. We'll put it in there. We'll see what happens. Waived, deferred, indigent. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution hours. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination with booster. Court is not requiring you to do that, but if you do do that, then 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining hours will be waived if you're enrolled in college. All right, if you're enrolled in college for the court, that means full-time enrollment. So you need to take at least 9 hours a semester. Or if you obtain any type of trade school certificate, the remaining of the hours will be waived. So you can do community service hours, or you can better yourself by doing these, although I think community service hours are great, but hopefully you're on the road to becoming self-sufficient. There is to be taken into consideration county court cause numbers 69073 690-731, 690-732, 690-733. There's to be restitution to Isaiah Miramontes. I know my pronunciation may be off. It's Miramontes. There's to be restitution to Maria Acuna. And cause number 690-731. Tony, Toni, Andrea Marino. And cause number 690-732. Miranda Barrett, Barrett, and cause number 690-733. And also there's to be no contact with those parties. I'm going to want field visits one time per month until further notice. Regular UAs. And according to this, they want you on outpatient treatment. So we're going to do outpatient treatment with probation. All right, they want you to do CATs 1 and 2, which I'm assuming are theft courses. Don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Don't go to somebody's house or to a party unless invited. And if a third party invites you, a friend, say, hey, I'm going to this party. If they didn't give him permission to have a +1 or her permission to have a +1, don't go. If you go to somebody's house and they ask you to leave, leave. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's my CATs 1 and 2 course for you. But you are going to take the MRT course. And hopefully that will help you make better decisions in your life. And the other thing that I've discovered for my time on the planet, nothing good happens after midnight unless you're at your house. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else?
Your Honor, on the outpatient, do you want that supportive or intensive?
We'll start with supportive.
I have a TAP added, that's all.
Yes, I have the TAP evaluation here.
Oh.
Yes. You didn't receive it?
I'm sure I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lampkin, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel. Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. You better start making better choices. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? You may end up at the Bexar County Jail or somebody else's jail or end up at the prison. From here on out, everything that you do in your life while you're on these 8 years deferred adjudication, every decision you make, you know what you need to ask yourself? Is this a decision that could result in me potentially going to prison for 20 years? And if, when you ask yourself that question, if the answer is yes, you definitely shouldn't do it. If you ask yourself that question, it's like, maybe, then you shouldn't do it. Marijuana is not allowed while you're on probation. Drinking alcohol is not allowed while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. And you better show your grandfather you love him every day. Give him a Valentine's Day card. So what's happening with this case? Possession less than a gram.
Yes, Your Honor. We're working towards an offer. The state's requesting some mitigation in terms of some efforts he's making to get clean and stay clean, Judge. I reached out to the reentry center. They stated that this upcoming Wednesday, Cicada, the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, does help people that are struggling with drug addiction. So he's going to attend that, Judge. And then he's also going to be attending NA weekly. So I believe that the state just wants some kind of reassurance that he's getting help, that he's getting to the root cause of these issues that are coming up. He does have some history, Judge. So we're trying to be creative about it and ultimately benefit society, himself, and the court, as well as the state, Judge, in order for him to get help. This.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'm on methadone,
Okay. How long you been on methadone?
6 months.
And what is your dosage?
I'm winning my way up. I was at 75. I'm at 55 now.
Okay. So what are your plans? Like,
I'm gonna attend the Sakata group at the reentry program on Kermel. And I'm at the Good Samaritan. I'm going to the NAAA meetings.
Mhm.
But I'm also looking into the ITP program that they have at the Haven for Hope. And we're waiting on rapid housing, me and my wife right now.
all right. And is she on methadone as well?
Yes,
Do y'all have children?
she's about to have a baby.
I'm sorry, what?
She's about to have a baby.
Yeah.
I got this news. I'm not gonna share.
All
I'm
right.
gonna be a dad.
All right. So here's the thing. You know, the baby's going to be born positive for methadone, right?
Oh, she's gonna be up with before you.
Well, no, the baby's probably going to end up being born positive for methadone. So here's the thing. Every type of drug you take, and I'm not telling her not to take it because I'm not a medical doctor, but every drug you take, if you're pregnant, your baby's taking it too. If you're drinking alcohol, your baby's drinking alcohol too. If you're smoking marijuana, your baby's smoking marijuana. If you're vaping, your baby's vaping. Everything that a person who's carrying a child does, the baby's doing the same thing. That's just the way the system works because they're sharing a body, sharing the bloodstream, sharing everything. You understand? So I see you're on the right track. You're going to have to make sure you remain on the right track and don't fall off of the track. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is Child Protective Services is going to get involved. And they're going to have you going through their services. Do you understand? So you need to make sure you're in those NA or AA classes. I think they now call them sober meetings. You need to make sure you do that, and you need to make sure you stay on your path. And if your path is, I need to stay clean and sober for my child, that is a vision you need to keep in your mind and not let anybody take you off that path. You understand?
Sure.
Even the mother. If she decides to fall off the path, you still got to stay on the path, because if she falls off the path, Child Protective Services is going to get involved, and Child Protective Service is going to be looking around for anybody where that child can be placed with. And if they don't think you're a good person for that child to be placed with, then the child is going to be placed in foster care. And let me just tell you what I know from working in the foster care system. Everybody wants a brand new baby. So there will be people lined up to adopt your child. You understand? So you got to stay on the path. All right. Defense, how much time did the state say they were giving you, or how much time do you need to make sure that he's on the straight and narrow?
Yes, sir. I'll be requesting approximately 45 days. I know his first meeting isn't until next week, and then I want to show the state that he's been consistently doing the NA meetings. He's been compliant with bail bonds, the Cowboys bail bonds, and with my office, Judge. So it's my hope that at that 45-day, we can provide, the track record of him doing well. Obviously, not just for himself, but for his family, his child that's going to be coming into the world. And I think that is really making him mature and see the bigger picture in terms of getting better for not only himself, but the baby, Judge. So we're requesting 45 days so we can work some programming.
All right. Do you know, is this going to be a boy or girl? You don't know yet. Well, here's some name advice. If it's a girl, you can name her Stephanie. If it's a boy, you can name him Stephen. Still a play on the name Stephanie. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 30-day reset so I can see where you are. Okay. Ms. Fergus, can I get a 30-day reset on Robert Sanchez? All right. Court is calling. I need everyone in the box to be quiet. Court is calling 2021 CR 10541 and 2021 CR 2021 CR 10541 State of Texas versus Mario Medellin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Bob Hicks representing Mario Medellin.
Are you Mr. Medellin?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Mario Medellin who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 10541 for the offense of forgery of a financial instrument on April 12, 2022 for a period of 2 years. Is that you?
Yes, yes.
State?
Violate, it's on the first amended motion to adjudicate probation. It's violated condition number 1. On or about the 30th day of November 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Mario Medellin, committed the offense of forged commercial instrument check in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Judge, state will waive all other violations.
Any objection to the state's waivers?
None, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there is the agreement for 18 months in the state jail, and the state's going to take into consideration Night Mag 689394.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Medellin, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will follow your agreement, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility. All right, was there any restitution, probation?
No, the check's never cleared.
All right, it's all right, and the court will give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Medellin, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
I'm 48, Your Honor.
All right, you're 48. You're getting close to that time in your life where more of your life is behind you than in front of you. You should have learned it. Obviously, you didn't take the course. Somebody give you the course. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. People don't like when people steal from them. People who work hard, get jobs, go to work when they don't want to go to work. And then you have people who decide that they're going to steal from them. People don't like that. So if you want some things, then you need to get a job and not take from people. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. All right, who's here on Wardell Lemon? Oh, Mr. Nettles.
Hi, how are you doing this morning, Judge?
Oh, I'm doing fine. You're here for a reason?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on Wardell Lemon.
Yes, it's set for jury trial today.
Yes, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I've been out the past 2 weeks. My wife was we were intending to have a baby next week, and the baby came 3 weeks early. So I have been out. We filed continuances for all the cases that were in my name, and I guess this case was overlooked during that time period. And so I was under the impression this case had been substituted over into Jessica Gonzalez's name. However, I guess that was not done. And so I apologize to the court that was not done and that the continuance was not timely filed. However, Your Honor, as for today, I am at home right now, just trying to help out with the baby at home. So I would not be able to try this case today, and I would ask the court if we could just respectfully have maybe 1 or 2 weeks so that we can get up to speed on this case and then be ready to try it.
All right, this case has been pending since 2020.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there you go.
And Your Honor, we had announced ready at numerous different occasions when Nathaniel Navy was the attorney of record on this case.
Navy filed a motion for continuance as well, and the court granted it. So he's filed a motion for continuance before. So again, this case has been pending since 2020.
Yes, Your Honor. And the continuance Mr. Navy had filed was at one of those trial settings where the court had Judge Angelini presiding, and we did not have one of the witnesses necessary for the punishment case.
No, Angelini wasn't presiding because this is in my handwriting.
Oh, I apologize then, Your Honor. I'm mistaken.
No problem.
I just remember that. I remember talking with Mr. Navy and that we had to file a continuance at one point because we did have a necessary witness who was missing at that time. as for today, Your Honor, it's just that I would not be prepared to go. I do not believe Ms. Gonzalez is prepared to go if we were to be pushed to trial on this case at this time, Your Honor. Would be ineffective assistance.
I don't know why
for
people
Mr.
think
Lemon.
ineffective assistance of counsel, using those are like magical words. This case has been pending since 2020. I'm looking at the docket. We're on 16 settings for this case. I'm not granting a motion for continuance. It's 16 settings. I've already given defense counsel a previous continuance. I'm sorry, but I mean, this is 16 settings. It's been on the docket since 2020. And this court, I'm not like some other judges where everybody needs to be ready for jury trial on the first setting, and it's going on the first setting. But I think 16 settings is enough settings for this case to go. And this case has been pending since 2020. So motion for continuance is denied. I am sympathetic to all of the issues that are people having. I've given the defense a motion for continuance before. I did it, not Angelini, because it's in my handwriting where a motion for continuance was granted. I'm not granting the motion for continuance. That's where we are. This case has 16 settings, and I want everyone to know I'm very sympathetic. I've been a defense attorney before. I know how things fall between the cracks. I know how life gets in the way, but this is a 16 setting case, and this case has been on the docket since 2020. So that's
Yes,
where we
Your
are.
Honor. And I understand all of that, Your Honor, and I understand that it's at its 16th setting. However, Mr. Navy was the one handling this case prior to his departure from our law firm at the end of December. And Mr. Navy would have been ready to go had he still been employed by this firm, but we would not be in any capacity ready to go forward with this case today, Your Honor.
All right, I understand what you're saying. I'm internalizing what you're saying. Motion for continuance is denied. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 7353, State of Texas versus Wardell Lemon. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Jessica Gonzalez for Mr. Lemon and Mr. Nettles.
All right, are you Mr. Lemon?
Yes.
All right, defense, you filed a motion for continuance.
Yes, Your Honor.
State, have you had a chance to review the motion for continuance?
We have.
All right, state, are you ready to proceed on the motion for continuance?
Yes. Your Honor.
All right, defense.
Yes, Your Honor. The previous attorney that had been working at this case and was prepared to try this case is Mr. Nate Navy. He left our office before Christmas. Mr. Nettles has not had the chance to be able to go fully through everything to prepare for trial. Furthermore, we are in the process of switching the case over to my name so that I would be the one that's going to be trying this case. And obviously, I haven't gone through all of the information either. So by forcing us to be going to trial on this case at this point would put us as ineffective assistance of counsel. So we are asking for a reset on the matter so we can prepare for trial.
All right, this case has been on the court's docket and we've been having meetings on this case since 2020.
I understand, Your Honor.
And there was a previous motion for continuance that was filed on July 26th at that time, and that was filed by the defense, and the court granted that. The court signed the motion for order of substitution on January 3rd. The motion for continuance is denied. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from.
All right. Your jury trial date is today, so Mr. Nettles needs to be here, or whoever's going to try it. Who are the parties on Shoemaker? So what's happening with this case, counsel?
Judge, we were here 8 days ago on Monday.
Yes.
That was our plea bargain deadline. The court was kind enough to give us another week to continue negotiations. Those negotiations did not result in settlement of the case, and I'd ask the court to put us on a trial docket.
All right. So, Mr. Crawford, your plea deadline date has expired. What that means is the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right. How long are you guys expecting this trial to last?
3 days.
I agree. I actually had 3 ready to show you.
Are there videos?
No, I can't say off the top of my head if there's videos on this one.
If there's anything, I'll make sure that they're proper. Well, I can't, but the state will make sure they're properly redacted and we don't have that kind of.
I don't think we probably have any 6-hour videos, Judge.
All right. So that's the starting point. All right, Ms. Ferguson, 3 they're telling 3 days. All right, February 6th. What will happen on that date is you'll be brought over dressed for trial. If you wish to appear in different attire, you need to have to sign a clothing exchange for your attorney or whoever exchanging the clothing. Defense, they've added a new thing to the clothing exchange. If it's going to be someone else doing the clothing exchange other than you, they need to get a letter from you. I'm not sure if it has to be certified, but if there are any other issues with regards to the clothing exchange, let me know. And if you don't do that clothing exchange, you're going to be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. Do you understand? All right, we'll see you back on February 6th. If you guys could sign a acknowledgement of discovery for me before you leave.
I'm sorry, Judge, our printer is currently
Dead?
getting us problems.
Okay.
So it's been rough.
All right. So I'll note on here that all discovery has been received. And when you all get a chance, just file the discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.